I saw it once I got to where I was at about 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, a lot of teenagers are out there that weren't born during the time that the crack epidemic hit the inner cities. A lot of people made the mistake of relying on that to deal with poverty, disadvantage, and conditions that existed then and exist even more now in inner cities. But best believe you young 19, 20-year-olds, young fellas and ladies that may be listening, that is a culture that was introduced into our communities from external forces, and we bit the apple, and it destroyed a whole generation and a half. But by no means is that indicative of who we are as a people. We are not a bunch of crack smoking NIGGAs that a lot of folks like to refer to us as. There's a lot of us who are doing positive things to make the world a better place, and even more of us who are just working hard, that love each other, that love God, and just trying to make ends meet, working hard every day, just hardworking folks. And even those people are suffering, and those are the folks that we honor, and we want to try to create a better world for, having empathy for their situation, understanding that as Black people in America and all over the world, we're not treated correctly many of the times. So this is not who we are. We need to be better. Yeah, and that's how I would tie this in. Oliver McCall, I mean, he's one of many people who fell to that drug. That drug destroyed a whole generation and a half. But I was fortunate enough to be alive before it hit our communities and destroyed our communities. And I know that we weren't the devastation that it brought is something that was introduced into our communities. It was not there before that drug came and infiltrated our communities. So,
yeah, before crack, it was heroin. I got 3 cousins and an uncle dead in the grave from crack cocaine. You ever seen a white crackhead? Plenty of them. Plenty of them.
So, at any rate,
we got more crackheads than you. We got more crackheads, but you do got more.
We don't care about white crackheads.
There's definitely more white crackheads than black crackheads. That is a fact.
So,
man, neither does heroin.
Yeah, real deep subject. Real deep subject yesterday. And I gotta ask. There was something that was said yesterday that kind of interests me. When everyone was talking, and can I ask? I want to ask you a question, Fred. Can you answer it?
You can ask. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned that you took your family out for dinner,
right?
And there was someone who drove up and almost endangered your family because of the speed that they were going.
Right.
Or I guess you said you went into a parking spot really fast.
Yeah, she definitely.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to spit in a woman's face. Could I ask you what ethnicity this woman was?
Yeah, she was white.
Okay.
I wouldn't care if she was black. I wouldn't care if it was I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't care if it was a black man. The only thing that made me realize what I immediately snapped into, like, it's not worth it. We're about to go to dinner. We're about to have my families here, you know what I mean? And
so you said you felt like spitting in her face.
Oh, for sure. Because
did you address the situation at least or no?
I did. And that's how I know. And that's how I know she said that I was parking. This was my parking space. She had a sense of entitlement on within her. And
within her skin color.
I say it again, please.
Anyways.
Oh, it's because yeah. You definitely about to excite these two. But I didn't want to go there. If I was if Lincoln and Kennedy wasn't with me, I would have I would engage.
Okay, so
I'll be honest. I probably would engage more, but Lincoln and Kennedy was there, and I can't endanger my family for a meaningless argument. You get what I'm saying? So now the onus is on me as the leader of the family to say, you know what? Okay, it's cool. We're about to go in this restaurant. Well, I had to go anyway. I had to go into the parking structure anyway in park. But my mind was like, spit on her, spit on her, spit on her, and I was like, nah, don't do it. I wanted to. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, a lot of times, man, when people come on and like, even I heard someone say something about this knockout. They were like, I guess what kind of crack was he on? It's become a stereotypical thing to relate that drug use or that sort of drug use to our people. And
no, but he was on crack though. He said it. He said he was on crack.
Okay, yeah, he was on crack.
But I'm saying that, you know, that's one of the stereotypes that our people have, that we're a bunch of drug addicts. Like, for instance, I mentioned that how it introduced, and then I think it was Jerry that said, okay, we were heroin addicts before that. And so, you know,
no, he was just saying that was a drug of choice before crack. It was heroin.
Well,
that was like
but he you know, he made the inference that we were doing heroin before that.
No, he did it, bro. Chill the fuck out, Mike. God damn, man.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that drug, the crack epidemic that happened in the inner cities was something like we've never seen before. And there, you know, obviously there was some heroin addiction before then. But the way that crack affected the communities, it pretty much destroyed an entire generation of people in the inner cities, and, you know, at least a generation and a half. So, and the bad part about it was the way that society responded to that illness, that sickness. It was responded to with a very criminal element. Whereas you see what's going on with the opioid addiction, which hits the suburbs. Now that is treated for illness. That's, you know, if you get if you're dealing with opioid addiction, then you get treatment. You don't get incarceration. You don't get things like that with opioid addictions. And obviously that's not a drug that the inner city struggles with, that Black people are struggling with in general, because we learned our lesson from being destroyed by the influx of crack cocaine. So the bottom line is that each time we talk about these things, we talk about not using stereotypes and that kind of stuff, and just being equitable with folks. It's not about
a stereotype if you're actually smoking crack.
It's not just about saying that you want to make things better. It's about really just saying you want to make things better for everybody. You want to make the world a better place, because whenever someone, any group of people, are marginalized or put into a stereotypical view and looked at as all you are just this way, then that's wrong. Everyone's different. And then, you know, at the same time, it's not right to pigeonhole people just based on their ethnicity. So that's what it's about. It's about making the world a better place. It's not just about, you know, stand up for that. So let me ask Jerry one question, and I'm gonna stop. Are you there, Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay. I was listening to you last night, and
oh boy.
And I guess my question would be to you: is there anything that you feel like you're not comfortable talking about when it comes to Black people? Because I feel like you feel like you're 100% qualified to chime in and to address anything that's going on with our people. Is there anything that you feel like you're not 100% qualified to speak on behalf of, or in terms of, when it comes to Black people?
Well, that's a good question, and I'll answer it like this. Night after night, I hear brothers on this show and other shows talking about everything about white people. The white man this, the white man that. Not a topic that goes undiscussed. In fact, People tell me, oh, you're not black, you don't know what it's like, and the same can be said in reverse. You're not white, so you can't really speak on it either. But it never stops anybody. In fact, it's literally off the chain how black folk will speak about the white man and every single move we make and what our intentions are, whether they're accurate or not. Of course I feel free to chime in the other way. The second thing I would tell you is what I've said on this show before. Obviously, I'm a white guy. I'm never going to know entirely what it is to be black. Of course, I couldn't. However, you'd be surprised, man. I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up with black folks. I got several personal black friends that I've known since I was a kid. I grew up in a single parent household. My mother was on welfare. I'm a redhead. I've been a ginger my whole life, and I know what it's like to be discriminated on for things that you can't, you don't have any control over. So there probably are some things, and there's been times where I refrain from commenting. But in the big scheme, no. Not as long as okay. Everyone else feels free to talk about white people. I got an opinion, and it's my opinion. I'm not stating it as a matter of fact, but just stating it as an opinion.
Okay. So that answers the question. And that, for me, that reveals an extreme amount of audacity and extreme amount of audacity. And for you to think that you could even come close to really understanding what we're talking about when we talk about the conditions that we deal with, whether you want to face it or not, the bottom line is you have equity just based on your ethnicity. Right or wrong, that's the facts.
Sure.
You walk in with equity. You understand?
Sure.
You walk in, no matter where you
in
go.
In your mind, I'm sure I do, but
wherever you go, you walk in with equity.
Okay.
I'm actually on travel. Okay, let me. I'm going to bring this full circle. And first of all, when we talk about, I heard when you said, black folks, and then you turn around and say, white men. Well, why do we have to be folks, but you get to be the man? Why can't we be men too?
You just want to try to make trouble.
Yo, you are
okay,
the
so
worst.
anyway, Jerry, what I'm doing is I'm letting you know that I'm
laughable.
No, I'm just letting you know that I'm listening to your speech. I'm listening to your speech. This is what I'm going to say, Jerry. Let me say this. Hold on. You gonna let me finish? I'll let you talk. Let me finish. So what I'm saying, Jerry, is that you may not understand this, but okay. The whole reason I'm on travel right now, Jerry, is because I work for a company for 11 and a half years. This is after doing 20 years in the military. I walk out, you look at my chest, I look like General Patton. All the ribbons. I look like General Patton, right? I work for a private nuclear power plant. I would say its name, but I'm refrain from that from now because I'm in some litigation with them. But went there and, you guys heard about all my education and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, we got that.
Okay, you heard about that. And the reason why I referenced that is because I was watching Caucasians with high school diplomas being promoted over me. Did you hear what I just said?
Maybe people just don't like your attitude.
High school diplomas, right? And so the bottom line is that, what we're talking about, Jerry, you can't really understand that. No matter what you say you've experienced, when you walk into, hey, can you mute that clown?
You're
mute
a
this
piece
clown
of
here.
shit, Mike.
Fred.
Shut up.
Mute this clown.
Shut up. You are a piece of shit. You are fake.
Hey, Max, let him get off. Max, let him get off. Max, let him get off. Max, let him finish, then you can respond. I have no problem with you responding. No responding. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying, Jerry, is that you come into the environment with a certain amount of equity, whether you understand that or not. I mean, and believe it or not, you're not qualified to talk on 100% of the topics and the concerns that come about with Black people, because you could never understand what we go through, ever, unless you actually get changed positions in society. you would never understand it.
Well, I mean, all I can say is what I told you before. You can't understand what it means to be white. You're convinced that I walk out the door with equity. I know better, but I'm never going to be able to make you understand that because that's what you believe, and you speak on it as a matter of fact. So when I speak on Black matters, it's no different than you speaking on white matters. You're not white, so you don't understand. You have theologies and thoughts that you convicted to, but just because those are your beliefs doesn't mean that they're true. They're just what you believe, you see? But it doesn't stop you from commenting. So why should it stop
Commenting
you
on what?
from commenting? And then add to the fact, with all your education, it seems to me that just from a strategic standpoint, you would want to know what a white man is thinking, you see? One with an unbiased view. You would want to know just from a strategic opinion. But sometimes we're too smart for our own good, you see, and I think that's the case with you sometimes. And what you're convicted to and believe, I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise because that would be fruitless. But like I say, there are some things I'll refrain from, like they talking about the rapper and what went on there. I don't know about rappers. The only thing I could speak on about that was it was tragic. And that it was kind of heartless that the guy stepped over him, was supposed to be his buddy. I'd say that if it was two country music stars. But, you know, if it's something like that, I'm not going to comment too much. But if it's social issues, yeah, I got an opinion.
Yeah, so what I'd say is that, you know, everyone that heard what he just said, that's let that sizzle. Let that marinate for a minute.
All right, guys.
Let that marinate.
Yeah, we got people waiting. We got people 760. Then we'll come back to Max. He's been 760's been waiting a minute. Go ahead, 760.
Yeah, Tyreek and she had a reparations rally the other day.
Yeah,
and I remember on one of the shows, Jerry came on here and said he believed in reparations for Black people, but he don't think it should be cash. You remember that, Jerry?
Yeah.
What qualifies you to say it shouldn't be cash?
Well, like, buddy, that's just my opinion.
Hold on. All other cases of reparations, it was cash. But when it comes to us, you, a white man, say it's not supposed to be cash. Now, where do you work? What's the name? What's the name of your boss? What's his number? So I can call him up and say, hey, you got Jerry working for you? Don't pay him in cash. Pay him in marbles. Seriously, like we not supposed to get cash, but what free education? So no, pay Jerry in marbles.
Well, Jerry's his own boss. Jerry's been his own business owner for 16 years. That's the first thing.
Well, we're gonna gotcha. For your services in marbles.
The second thing is that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You know, you don't have to believe it's right. I've explained why I think that there's a better way for that debt to be paid that would benefit Black folks long term. And I've explained that. Did you not hear that?
Jerry, all other cases still today, people get cashed.
Who was that? Who was that talking? Who was that talking?
No cash for everybody.
Why we can't get free school and cash, Jerry?
Pardon?
Oh man, hey man, look.
Why can't you just get?
Why can't we get the cash in free school? Why we can't get free education in the money? Why is that one or the other?
I know people working at Walmart with a master's degree, but that's all I say. I got to get out of here. Peace.
Appreciate
hey,
it.
Who was that talking?
We got dirty. Oh, you just beamed out. You were next.
Who was that talking?
Go ahead, Max. You can respond.
Oh man.
Don't respond to me.
I think you're full of shit, Mike. I think you're fake as fuck, bro. Like,
hey, don't respond to me.
No, it's my turn to talk, right? It's my turn to talk now.
Well,
right?
I never addressed you. I never talked to you. I don't want to talk to you.
Good.
I mean, we don't have anything to talk about.
Bye. Anyways,
you don't have anything to talk
Mike,
about.
you're fake as fuck, bro. You're fake as fuck. You talk all this shit. When shit goes down, you are not about what you speak. You are not about none of that shit. You're not about making anyone better, having peace amongst your people, or none of that shit. If there's someone that disagree with you, they're not. All of a sudden, they become, call me, nigga. We didn't forget this shit. You were on motherfucking audio calling DJ a nigga when you sat here all day and gave me an hour-long speech about not using the fucking word. And as soon as you get mad, you use it with someone else. As soon as you get mad and if someone wants to confront you, you run away. As soon as you say, hey, call me, nigga, and the DJ comes on, what's up, Mike? Whoop, out the back door. Bruh, you are not that shit. You are not the end all be all black people. You're not the president of fucking black people. You're not the owner of the NAACP or none of that shit, bruh. Like, Jerry has his opinion. You have yours. You guys don't agree. Cool. But I don't know why you keep trying to run down on motherfuckers. We're sitting here watching boxing, bruh. Yeah, we're talking about race at all. And here you come along with some bullshit again and steer the whole show away to race again. We're talking about crackheads fighting Lance Lewis. That's what the fuck we're talking about. Like,
yeah, and I understand what you're saying. And that's why I came on, is because I know that you love to refer to black folks as crackheads.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I saw the joy in your face
when
you
said it. You're a fucking idiot.
So it's all good.
I'm convinced you're Homer Simpson. I think you're just a janitor at the nuclear plant, bro. Right. You can't be this fucking retarded and be in charge of anything.
That's what I am. And you know
like,
what?
You're a fucking idiot, dude. Like, what the fuck? I've never once ever in my life ever called black people crackheads as a whole, bro. I've seen some black crackheads and I've seen some white crackheads. I've seen some Mexican crackheads. Crackheads are crackheads. They're all pretty much the same race because they're all crack united. That's how that goes. So, you know what I'm saying? But nah, all this other shit you be trying to wolf and put on my jacket, say I said this or someone's inferring this when nobody ever did that shit. You were the master race baiter. You have like a black belt in race baiting, bro. Like, you were the greatest of all time, but you're still trash and you're fake as fuck.
Okay, so what I'd say to you, though,
I got you next, Dirty Money.
That I'm, even if I was a janitor, that doesn't define who I am. I'm still a man, right? I'm still a man that loves God, loves my family.
But you don't love white people.
And I love my people, and I love humanity. That's why I come on here and I say certain things.
Hold on. If you love God, then everybody's your people. If you love God,
here's the thing.
Then everyone's your people.
When it's also, well, you know what? Like-minded people. You're the type of individual.
Or like-skinned people.
I don't even know why.
Let him respond.
I don't even know why I'm responding to you right now. But you have a good night.
Well, Mike, did you hear me say in regards to Oliver McCall that I felt bad since you were listening? I never called him a crackhead. I said I felt bad for him because he was having a nervous breakdown. He came out of drug rehab. I didn't call him anything or names. I've never called you names that I can remember. You race bait a lot, Mike, and I respectfully, I think you suffer from a poisoned mind. I sometimes wonder how you get through life day to day dealing with white people in the field that you're in, because you got a deep-seated hatred.
Hey,
that was what I think.
I have a deep-seated hatred for what?
Pardon?
What do I have a deep-seated hatred for?
Basically, white people.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Oh, that's
you know what I've got a deep-seated. You know what I have a deep-seated hatred for, Jerry? I have a deep-seated hatred for inequities, for the way that black people are treated in general. I got a deep-seated hatred for that. Do I have a deep-seated hatred for people, and specifically white people? No, of course I don't. My wife and I, we constantly. She's a school teacher, and 80% of her kids are white children. We give things to them regularly. We take money out of our own pockets, buy things for them, make sure they have good. Halloween, we financed their whole Halloween outside of her school, outside of her paycheck. We buy things for them for Christmas. You're talking crazy, man. What I hate is racism and the fact that black people are being treated poorly in this country and around the world. That's what I hate. You understand?
I don't think there's anyone on this panel that agrees.
No, go back and address what you just said about me hating white people, because that's what we're addressing right now.
I believe that. That's what I get from you.
No, that's not what. If I speak the truth about what's going on, and I want that to change, it does not mean that I hate white people. It means that I hate the way that black people are being oppressed in this country. Do you not agree that black people are being oppressed in this country? Yes or no?
Being oppressed? No.
Oppressed in this country? Yes or no?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then that ends the conversation.
Too many millions.
I'm gonna say good night, Fred.
Too too many millionaires.
No.
Wait.
Come on.
Wait.
Don't forget to put
even
your
after
ones
I
on.
just told him.
Come on.
Even after I just told him and explained, if there's anybody who's a poster child for doing the right things, right? Putting my life on the line, putting my life on the line for the country for over 20 years. All types of education. I don't smoke crack. I got treated when I went into corporate America in the private industry, I got treated like a terrorist. You understand? For 11 and a half years. Hey, I'm out, fellas.
We just got to
God bless, okay?
Wait. He gone. Birdman said, shit getting old. Jerry's voice is as important as yours, Fuller. It's an open panel for reasons we don't have to agree. The point is to learn from each other without being sensitive. KB says, Mr. Fuller, don't run. Stay in your argument. And KB says, we was watching boxing, chilling. Then here this nigga go with the hey, that shit looked like I will. Hey, that what you call it? That what you call it? Super chat looked like I'm gonna get you, sucker. Like I read that looking at I'm gonna get you, sucker. Anyways, man, Dirty Money, what's up?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Very well.
We can't lie him, man.
I was just listening to the shit. You feel me? Y'all can hear me, cool?
Very well, bro. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I was just listening to this shit, bro. You feel me? I'm black. You feel me? I'm not gonna hop on this shit because my hair busted and shit. You feel me? Niggas been, chilling and shit, all that shit. But anyway, I'm black. You feel me?
You from the Bay Area, ain't you?
Nah, I'm from Selena, so I'm Mex's brother.
It's my little brother.
Oh, I knew him. He sounded like he was from. He sounded like
yeah. That's my real life brother. We came out of the same vagina. Real shit. But anyway,
we know each other. Yeah.
But anyway, I was just, you feel me, listening to it. What Big Bro was saying. You feel me? My thing is, you feel me? I'm black. Remind you, I'm black. You feel me? My dad went through some real shit. You feel me? My grandparents went through some real shit. You feel me? I've heard stories. You feel me? So them people that went through that shit, I feel for. You know what I mean? But when the nigga was saying, like, you know, for me, I'm not even gonna call him a nigga. When that man was saying, you feel me? You don't know what it feels like to be black. Nigga, you don't know what it feels like to go through that shit. You feel me? People that really went through that shit probably looking at him like, bro, what the fuck do you really know about? You know what I mean? Like my grams really went through that shit. She from North Carolina, bro. They really went through that racist shit, bro. You feel me? So the shit over here is like, they're like, nigga, this ain't shit. You know what I mean? So it's like all that shit. It's like, bro, like
a guy that constantly brags about having multiple degrees.
Like, bro, a couple of my best friends are white.
Nuclear engineer. Now, how oppressed can one be to achieve those type of goals? You can't sit there and yell about oppression and be in that type of a position. If you were being effectively oppressed, you never would be where he's at. Now, I've shown him great respect in the past because of his military service and his education. He brags about it too much. Everybody gets tired of hearing that. And sometimes I wonder if he comes on the show just to brag about that, because it gets redundant to keep hearing it. But you know what? Credit to him. It takes a lot of discipline to get those type of degrees and to get those type of accolades. But don't tell me that you were oppressed, or else you never would have got there. You're right. He doesn't know what real oppression is.
Bro, not even to cut this man off, but a couple of my best friends was white, bro. Not all of them are like that, bro. Let's be real, nigga. And I've been to their family house. They treated me like I was one of their own, bro.
Like, most white real people shit. Are not like that, man.
Real shit, bro.
Of course, there's white people that are racist, just like there's any race has a certain percentage that are racist. But I'm telling you, put a shell in you. most white people are not racist like that, man. We're just trying to get through life just like anybody. When he talks about crack affected poor communities. It wasn't just the black communities. Of course it was the black communities, but it affected poor white communities also. West Virginia is an almost white state entirely.
Destroyed that country. Destroyed that state.
If you look in West Virginia, it has the highest case of alcoholism and depression and suicide year in and year out.
And that new drug. What's that new drug that came out in the 2010s? Is it heroin?
Molly?
No.
Fentanyl?
Molly?
Fentanyl or heroin, one of them. It's the nation's capital.
Oh, heroin. That's another great example. Yeah. Heroin had a tremendous impact on the suburbs where it was this last heroin scourge. And it wasn't, it was just, it's an addictive drug like crack. Man, I've known and seen and got relatives dead in the ground from crack cocaine addiction. That's not, that type of drug doesn't discriminate. Did it affect black people a lot too? Yeah, it did, of course, just like alcohol affects all these hillbillies in West Virginia, right? There's everybody up there is pretty much an alcoholic, and the suicide rate is tops in the country. It's top 3 every year because of the alcoholism. You know what I mean? One thing I know about race is, to me, it's less about skin color and more about status. That's the real discrimination. Poor people and rich people. That's where you see, because if you get poor white people and poor black people or poor Mexican people, all the problems are the same. They're pretty much the same across the board. But people that keep wanting to form a wedge. We always have a multicultural thing going on here. You got Mex, you got Kyle. I don't know what Kyle. He looks like he might be mixed or
Dominican.
You mixed, Kyle?
Hey, we're all mixed, Jerry.
No. My great grandpa was a slave owner that sold my granddad.
Yeah, we're all mixed to a degree.
But let me say this though. I gotta say something to y'all though, man, because I had Michael Fuller on my channel, and I basically interviewed him on why he thinks the way he thinks. Now, the thing about it is, he had to get all them fucking degrees just to get where he at. So he's more qualified in his field than other people, but he's not allowed to move as high as he should because of the what do we call it? It's like the coach. It's like coaching in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? They're comfortable with who they look like, so they give them the opportunities to coach the football team. That's kind of like how he's been done for his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that is Cowboy, slow down. Let me finish. So a lot of that is from personal experience, because he's had to work 10 times as hard as the next person, and they were able to move up ahead of him just because they knew somebody in the field. They had the same credentials, they had the same schooling, and he was treated like a second-class citizen when he went into fucking corporate America. So a lot of the shit that he talks about, he's been through. So that's why he's so adamant about education, is because he feels like he had to get so much education to get as far as he has gotten. And he feels, which is kind of true though. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, because they told poor white people that their status, that their status is higher than a rich black person. That's what they've told him, and that's kind of the feeling that he's gotten being in those circles and being in that field. So you got to forgive him sometimes on if he feels the way he feels. See, I am what you call a cobbler. You know what I mean? I kind of can grab a shoe, fix it, put my foot in it, figure out why this person thinks and acts the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Max needs a fucking hug. So every night on my show, I've got to drop just for him needing a fucking hug. You know what I mean? So now, once you understand people, who they are and why they are the way they are, you can understand them and you can feel them. So it's not really about him not liking what you say, Jerry. It's the fact that neither one of you have the ability to wear the other person's shoes and to see where they're coming from. See, I got you, Jerry. Jerry grew up in the hood. Jerry grew up around a lot of black people. So his plight for black people is a little different. He's like the Jewish guy back in the day that had love for the black people because he was kind of going through the same things. But Michael Fuller can't understand that side of Jerry. I can. I seen it. I can see. You can hear how Jerry talks about certain topics. He said he's not against reparations, right? He just figures like he thinks in his mind a better way to use reparations is this way or that way. At least he cares enough to say he cares about us getting them and not saying, nah, fuck y'all. Y'all don't get reparations at all. You know what I mean? So we gotta feel each other. We gotta understand each other. We can't just be so caught up in how we feel about a certain topic that we brush over everything that somebody else has gone through. We got to learn each other, man. In order for us to become better individuals and human beings, we have to understand each other. Now, listen, I understand Max. He's a total piece of dog shit, but he's a great piece of dog shit. He's a piece of dog shit that came out of the best dog of all time. Although he's still dog shit, he's still a great.
It's a horrible analogy. It's a horrible analogy. For the record.
Are you being dog shit?
Yeah. What the fuck? What?
I mean, you are a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm American.
You know what I mean? You are a piece of shit.
Kane wanted to jump in. Welcome to the show, Kane. What's up?
That's fucked up, Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Shit bag.
What's going on? Good evening, everyone.
Fucking.
Fred, what were you guys talking about before
Jerry's like, hey, Jerry drinking over there. What's up?
What were you guys talking about before the race stuff?
Boxing.
Funny,
Good old boxing.
Hey, Dr. Fuller, you welcome here anytime, man. Change the topic anytime you want, man. You welcome. I don't give a fuck. All y'all welcome here. You know what I mean? If you saw my family, this is nothing compared to my family that's coming Thanksgiving. Okay, we're gonna have a fight in this motherfucker Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be the referee in this motherfucker. Matter of fact, I'm taking bets on my family. I bet my uncle knock your ass out.
No, Fred,
what's up?
What I also want to say is, in respect to Max, I was like, Max, you gotta address this guy a little differently. You come at him too hard, bro. Like too much disrespect.
I don't care. He's disrespectful. That's what you get. I don't care. I just do it aggressively. He does it on the slide. There's a difference, bro. Like
that's probably why I honestly
don't sweat the technique.
I honestly don't catch his like you're just like,
that
man,
motherfucker condescending like a motherfucker.
You're like, cut the bullshit. I'm like, man, this guy just got talking in front of him. He's like, man, fuck what you're saying, man. I'm like, damn, this guy going off on him. I'm like, you gotta chill, bro.
Nah, it's because like for me, like whether we all disagree or agree on a topic, it don't matter. I just don't like seeing fake people. I don't like seeing people that put on one face, but when they backs against the wall, when the pressure start cooking, their true colors really come out, and they ain't who they was talking about. And that goes for anybody of any walk of life. It's just like, don't come over and push a hard line and give me an hour speech about some shit, and then as soon as you get mad, you do the same shit you're trying to fucking coach me.
Facts.
That's the only shit.
The worst.
I think with that shit.
Most annoying.
No,
hey, always going off though.
Hey, West Virginia don't got a crack problem. They got a meth problem.
No, but
those were some good points that you made when you were speaking there. Well, let's be honest, man. Life is about perception. We don't know that those things happened to Michael Fuller. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. But if at the end of the day, it's what he perceived happened. I've had plenty of jobs where I was passed over for promotions, where I felt like I was more qualified and likely was more qualified, but I had someone else promoted ahead of me. That happens.
Were they black?
I don't really know for particular.
Jerry?
The bottom line
Jerry.
is when you're qualified, you're qualified. And apparently for him to get where he's at, he had to have been qualified. You know, all of us are going to be subject to office politics and corporate politics. That happens to everybody. My wife is living proof. She's been at her job for 37 years and still not at executive level. She's got executives calling her for advice on how to deal with clients in the corporate leasing world. They're calling her for advice. She's been there 37 years and she's not an executive, and her wage is basically the same, counting inflation, as it was when she first fucking started. I mean, these type of things. But, you know, do I perceive that to be? I'll give you a great example. My wife's boss is a black guy who's been there for 10 years. I met him at one of their corporate functions a couple years ago. He's a super sharp dude, a very likable guy. And it's no surprise to me that he is where he is, because the way he carries himself and his qualifications, and he hasn't even been there a third of the time that my wife is, but he's her boss. I don't sit up here and claim, oh, there's something racist went on there. I can see why he is where he is. He has the motivation and he has the goods for the job. And so I'm not saying what Michael Fuller has experienced or what he told you. It wasn't the case because I wasn't there to see, but I know a lot of times it's how we perceive things. I know he mentioned in the past, specifically he's mentioned a couple times that where he was working, one of the white guys promoted his family members over him, which, listen, you know, that's how it goes. Family's going to look out for family, white, black, no matter what. I mean, I've seen that a million times. He's disgruntled about that. He probably feels it was race related, and that's his perception. And I get that. I try to understand Mike. But my problem with Mike is the same problem that Mex is his problem is the guy is a bit of a troublemaker. He never comes with something that's a solution. He comes with things that are divisive. You see, when
you're so white, Jerry.
It's all divisive. You know what I mean? He's got a problem with me mostly because I'm white. Because while he'll be quick to tell me that I don't know him and I don't know his experience, he doesn't know mine either. Yet that doesn't stop him from lumping me in to whatever hateful diagram that he wants, you know, that he's convinced of, and I get lumped right in. And he's especially bothered that I speak on stuff. Even though it's an open format.
Can I ask this? Because this seems to be a big point nowadays in this generation.
Hey Jerry, I threw you a bone though. You didn't take it. You were supposed to take that bone I threw you.
Yo, how the fuck do you prove you're not racist when people just come up to you and say, hey, what's up? What do you think about this? You're like, I don't agree. You ain't my race. You racist, huh? No, prove you ain't racist now. Like, what the fuck? How do you make someone prove they're not racist who's never been racist a day in their life? Like, what task do you go about? Here, let me check off this checklist to prove I'm not racist to you. Like, that's just bullshit, bro. That shit puts you in a corner. Like,
well, Max, you gotta fill out a questionnaire. There's a questionnaire that we have. You know what I mean? That we can provide for you. Jerry, I gave you an out, man. All you had to do was say, yeah, man, there was plenty of black people that they overlooked me, man. You should have used that. Next time I was giving that to you because Michael Fuller said, hey, man, I was overlooked. Then you say, hey, I was overlooked too, and I'm a white man. And the black guy got me.
Maybe sometimes it's not your race. It's just the fact that people don't like you because you're an asshole. Did you ever think about that? People don't want to consider their own personality as a reason they don't get something. They say, hey, look at my sheet. I did this, and this, but you're an asshole. Nobody likes being around you. So why would I put you in a leadership role?
Right. RIP GG, you're not connected. And Deacon wants to chime in. Go ahead, Deacon.
What's up, Deek?
Look out below.
What's happening? What's going on?
What's up, Deek?
Much respect. I want to say shout out to my good brother, man, Michael Fuller. I love that brother. That's my true brother from another mother, man. Good brother. It hurts me to see that brother gets disrespected on this panel. You know, it's really sad, bro. Again, to have such a brother to come in and, you know, this brother loves his community, bro, and he shows it. And when he comes on this panel, not just this panel, any panel that this brother afford his time to, he comes truly to try and enlighten his people. Testimonies are from experiences. And when he gives his testimonial, it is for the enlightenment of his people to help to try and see what could we do to have resolutions for certain things, not just to always be in a disgruntled state of mind. No, bruh. But you know, sometimes you could talk about things that somebody may be going through, right? And it's sometimes life can seem very lonely, meaning that you going through something, you think you're the only person in the world going through it. But when you hear somebody else can explain that same thing, and maybe they got a story that you could listen to that say, no, I went through that, but this is how I dealt with it. This is how I overcame it. You know, those testimonials can come from anybody on this panel, but we have to be taken seriously as men. But if we are clowning and disrespecting each other, you know, a word came to me the other day about what I read is, you know, we don't post to, and I'm not saying nobody doing that here, but you don't post to argue the word of God because the listener can be confused. So when we are at each other like that, a good message could get lost and you could confuse the listener. You never know who you can enlighten. But if we're at war all the time, you just confuse the listener. And I got nothing but love. And also what came to me today, again, I'm always talking to God, bro. And this, I think about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning, earlier today, I was thinking about, believe it or not, Jerry came to my mind, and I'm conversing with God, right? And what I got out of that was, listen, I don't hate this guy. I don't hate this man. I don't dislike this man. I just don't agree with him. So, what came to me was, I don't need to come off in a way where it looks like or seems like I hate somebody, even though I don't feel that I do. I'm just very passionate. And sometimes my passion can be misinterpreted as something else. And I can't tell anyone how to receive my passion, right? So I just wanted to make it clear, because I disagree with anybody don't mean that I hate you, I dislike you. I just don't agree with you. And you know, again, these are things that we have to, you know, constantly, as men, we have to grow every day. Stay green on the tree, bro. And I always say, man, I'd rather stay green, man, than to be fully rotten to the core. You know what I mean? Because once I'm rotten to the core, I'm done. So I'd rather stay green so I can grow, so I can yet learn. You know, I can learn from young, old. It doesn't matter, right? It's am I willing to receive good messages? Yes, I am. I got to know how to weed the bad from the good. That's anybody. Always knowing how to weed the bad from the good. You know what I mean? And that's salute to you, Kane. Well, we got to buckle up once again and stay prayed up, you know. But I'm praying that the storm don't do too bad to us coming through. But I just want to say, man, peace and love to y'all, man. And again, much respect to my brother Michael Fuller, a great brother. And again, I hope we can show a little more respect to that brother, because he's deserving of it. You know what I'm saying? He's just very passionate about his people and his messages. You know, sometimes our passion can be received the wrong way if we just you know, understand we don't have to always agree, but at the same time, respect is due to a dog. If it's due to a dog, a human should be the first one up for respect, because, you know, if we give respect, we should be able to receive it. And one thing about that brother, he's not going to just go out his way to disrespect you, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's just passionate about his messengers.
Don't you think respect is earned though, Deacon?
And
walk in the building and be like, respect me.
And again, brother, if you listen to him, again, he doesn't go out his way to be disrespectful to you or anybody. He's just very passionate about his message.
Some of these shows, then, Deacon, I can tell you missed a couple of episodes because that is not the case. That motherfucker has been straight up disrespectful many times when I ain't even talked to him. I ain't even addressed him many times. I've been disrespected. Like for me though, I'm not as sensitive as some of you older heads, so I don't really give a fuck. They're just words. But we all know shit was done in reverse. Never hear the end of it. And I just don't like hypocrites, bro. I understand that at times we all get a little carried away on our opinions and our, like you said, our passion for them. But when dudes start threatening acts of violence and talking about they got guns and they got it on them and motherfuckers come see them and shit, that's a little bit past passion. And it's hard to respect someone like that. And then a couple of days later, hear an apology about it. And then next week, it all goes over. It happens again. It's like the best apology is change behavior. I think we all know that as men. So if someone keep apologizing about the same shit over and over and over again, then they're not really sorry about
it. I don't think that's true, brother.
At that point, it's manipulation.
No, I don't think that's true, brother. Again, you got to understand. Now, you just said something earlier, Kyle. It's about getting to know the person. If you know a person, you cannot just, you know, again, if I had a relationship with you, Kyle, and we bumped heads a lot, you know what I'm saying? Right? But at the same time, I know this guy don't really mean me no harm, but I know he can get real foul, right? But he'll apologize. But I'm out, you know, me, I'm just different, bro. And I tell you, I will accept the apology just like I would give one because I'm man enough to do that, right? Everybody not man enough to walk off. Everybody not man enough to apologize. I see cats don't have an apology in them, bro. I'm talking about if it's first quarter, head off. Ain't no apologize. Head straight off the shoulder, right? And those are the ones either wind up in the graveyard or on, you know, or doing 2 life sentences for whatever. I always been taught as a kid, boy, it take a man to walk off. See, everybody don't have that in them. Everybody ain't got it in them, bro.
No, don't try to twist that shit, Deacon. It takes the man to walk off when someone's coming at you. You can't go start some shit with someone, they start fighting back, and then you walk off. That's not what they meant by that statement. Hell
no, bro. No, listen, bro. Again,
pop shit, apologize.
Again, bro. You cannot take my words and put it the way you want to put it. I'm explaining it how I'm giving it. You don't have to receive it. But again, don't tell me what I mean.
It don't take a man to walk off. Not in this situation, it don't. That's not manly to start some shit. To come on a panel when no one's talking about you, no one's talking about subject matter you're about to talk about. You start some shit with other people. You come looking for motherfuckers, and then when they say something you don't like, you want to cry and run home. That is not manly at all. Don't just, you know, in case there are some young children out here, that's not manly. Don't start no shit with someone and then run away when they're ready to pop back at you. Now,
it's not.
Someone starts some shit with you, walk off and be the bigger person. But fuck that other shit.
Let me be clear. Trust what I'm finna tell you, brother. This man is not a coward, far from running away. And I'm telling you this straight up. A lot of times, cats be talking to people, you really don't know who you're messing with, bro. You really don't. With that disrespect like that, man, bro, it seemed okay sitting behind the computer, but life can get real in an instant, bro. Everything is not sweet like that, bro. Just hear what I'm saying, bro. The man is a good dude, but he's far from being a coward, and he's far from something to play with.
You don't know that. You don't even know him.
I'm telling you this.
You don't know him. You never met him in person.
You don't know what. You don't know. You don't, bro. Don't tell me I don't know this man. Don't tell me I don't know this man. Don't tell me that, bro. You don't. Come on, bro.
That's your homie? Y'all Batman and Robin or what?
Straight like that.
Oh, nice.
Straight like that.
So who's
straight
Robin?
Like that?
Who's Robin?
Straight like that.
You the sidekick or he the sidekick?
Straight like that, bro. And I'm telling you, people on this, listen, bro, shit can get real in an instant, bro. Everything is not a game, man. Everything is not. Listen, man. That's what I'm trying. I'm telling you, bro. Respect is a serious thing, bro. When people go out of their way to disrespect people with impunity, bro. I mean, with no absolute breaks on your disrespect, bro. I'm telling you, that's not cool, bro. That's all. That's not cool, bro.
I'm glad you finally spoke on Mike. I appreciate that, Deacon. I respect your opinion. Now that you, as long as you're fair about everything, I think you're right. It's not right that Mike comes in here, disrespects people with impunity. And thank you for speaking on that. I appreciate you guys.
Okay.
Well, let me say this, Deacon. I'm glad to hear that you got with God about your feelings towards me, because in the past, I've felt very disrespected by you when you told me, shut up, I don't want to hear from you.
Hey, hold on, brother. Hold on.
Let him respond.
No.
Let him respond.
Hold on, Paul. Listen, hold on.
Hold on. Let him respond.
I understand. I'm trying to let me nip this in the. Come on. See what you're doing is not.
No, Deacon, I can't let you do that, Deacon. I can't let you. We let you talk for 15 minutes, man.
Right.
Now you got to come back in the shop and let this man speak. It's out of respect. You just said we got to respect. You're talking in your calm voice, and I don't want to disrespect you because I know you're going to get on. Oh, Fred, I'm not hating, but you got to let the man speak, Deacon. All right? Please, man.
Let me say something to the.
No, Deacon, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because I wanted to cut you off 5 minutes ago, but Deacon would have been like, see, Fred is like that, man. You let that white boy do that to me, man. No. We let you get off. Now let this man get off, Deacon, okay? Everyone is in agreement with Fred right now. I don't give a fuck if you pro or against. And like you said, I'm not entertaining who wins this debate. I just think, well, everybody should get off. We're working overtime right now, Deacon. All right, we're working overtime. For you, Deacon, I was about to end the show and you DM me, said drop the link. I was about to say, give y'all final remarks. And I said, no, Deacon want to come in because this is his lane. This is his topic. So I said, let's extend the show. It's 10 o'clock, Deacon. I'm out of here at 10 o'clock. I got to take the kids to school in the morning.
This is crazy, bro.
Oh, you got to let them get off.
It's not about that, man.
It is. See, you don't have to. See, Deacon, you think the show is all about your opinion. I am all about your opinion, but it's about everybody's, Deacon. For real, man. Let the man get off, man. Let the man get ahead.
Thank you, Fred. Like I was saying, I felt disrespected by him. But more than that, I felt a little bit befuddled about how he speaks about God and he speaks about black unity, but at no less than 3 times have I heard this man threaten other black folks with physical violence. 3 times. Now, he can call that, but like I said, that's going overboard when you threaten people with physical violence.
Yeah, he got me blocked. I can't even see what he's typing.
I've never disrespected Michael Fuller. I've never called him names or been disrespectful to him like that. In fact, I've tried to be cordial with him. But just like Max said, you can be disrespectful and be intellectual about it while disrespecting somebody, or you can just cut the bullshit and just give it flat-footed like Mex does. So that people handle things different way. Mike can be insulting and disrespectful and condescending, but he does it with an intellectual voice. But it's no different than someone just coming out and saying, you're a fucking asshole, because at the end, you're still disrespecting. So practice what you preach. If you want to talk about God and black unity, don't threaten black people with physical violence.
Black panel show, but yours. You know what I'm saying? And this great file, bro. I just came and extended my hand to this man. He come back talking about what I did a week ago, right? Bro, I just deaded that. I just told you I'm moving past that. And you stuck. This is what I'm saying. Look where the mind said at. Look where the heart said. That tell you what you're dealing with. That's demonic, man. That's demonic. That's straight demonic, man. That's man, for me to come and say what I just said, for him to come and shovel shit on what I just said to him.
Hang in there, KB.
Don't you think that's demonic, man?
Sure, whatever you say.
Nothing but demonic spirits, bro.
Right. Talk that shit the next time you're threatening somebody's life.
Listen at that. Listen at it. Listen at him.
That's what you.
Listen at this man. That's straight demonic, man. That's demonic.
Hey, Jerry, sure he said he'll kill you a couple times, but he said sorry. Let it go. Sure, he called you a white devil, but he said sorry. Let it go.
Straight kids, bro. Demonic kids.
From the guy who issues death threats on the regular.
Bruh, let me tell you something about me. I'm going to show you something. You talking about issue death threats. If I wanted to do anything to any one of you, it don't take me nothing. I can sit right here. I don't have to threaten nobody, bruh. If I want you, bruh, you be done with. I don't want you're not worth anything to me, bruh. That's why I told you in the past, and I can see now why what I said, that's just not worth me talking to. You're you're just a demonic white man.
Oh damn. That was super respectful.
Come on, man. Listen what I said. This man, look what he came back with, bro. And just listen to him. Straight demonic. The damn devil, bro.
Damn, there it goes. The true colors always come out when they get mad, bro. You and Mike.
You call it what you want. Let me tell you something, Max. Max, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I tried my best. I tried my best to help you, bro. But you know what? You digging a hole for yourself, bro, that you might not listen, bro. And I'm telling you, everything is not a game, bro. And ain't nobody threatening you, bro. Trust what I'm saying. But you gonna keep on, bro. And I'm talking to you like a big brother would, bro. You keep out here disrespecting folks in these streets, bro. You gonna get what you're looking for, bro. And I'm just trying to talk to you, bro, and tell you pull back on some of that, man.
I ain't never disrespected no one that didn't disrespect me first, bro.
Okay, I'm telling you, everything is not a game, bro.
Oh, I know. Who you telling?
Okay, we go KB then. It's quiet. KB, I appreciate you being patient, man.
Milk is magnesia.
Man, yo, you know what?
Hey, that should be his intro. Milk.
Hell yeah. Hey, white only pies. These is white only pies. Man, nah, but yo, dude, we are all over the place tonight, ain't we?
Yeah.
Yo, but I was gonna say this.
Barbershop.
Right? Deacon was talking about respecting Michael Fuller and all this stuff, right? Man, you know the thing about Michael Fuller that I really don't like? He comes in and he makes a lot of great points. Some of them I do agree with, and some of them I don't. But anytime that this man gets challenged, he always runs. You cannot respect that. Like you just can't, bro. I mean, that's my only thing with Michael Fuller. Just stop the damn running. As soon as the damn heat get turned on, this nigga's out. It's like, come on, bro.
Can I explain that to you, brother?
Please do.
Okay. What it is, he's the type of guy. Now, see me, sometimes I can get so angry, so I might cuss and do things that I wouldn't normally do if I wouldn't really heat it, right? He's the type of guy, he understands what his levels is. And before he gets there, he just rather pull off because he thinks highly of his image. And not just that, he has to be in certain areas and he don't want to be seen like that because he don't work too hard to throw all that away in some type of conversation on these platforms. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. My bad.
And before he gets there, he just pulls out. That's it.
Okay.
It's against the conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, we don't want to hear anything else about him talking about disrespect because you cannot respect that. Like if you come, like we don't really know you like that, like to that point. If somebody challenges you on what you say and you be like, all right, y'all, I'm out. Nobody's going to respect that. Like you may be able to get away with it the first time or the second time, but every damn time, as soon as as he gets challenged, he is out. So
That
I don't want to hear nothing else about disrespecting Michael Fuller. I mean, unless it's like some real like disrespectful shit, like to where you talking about his family or some shit like that. But other than that, like you can't respect that. You just can't.
I respect your opinion, brother. That's your opinion. I respect it.
All right, we got J Dot coming in. J Dot, are you a real person, man? You a real person, dog? Yeah, I see you moving. Okay. What you on probation, nigga? What you in the dark? What the fuck?
No,
His lights off, Fred.
I got my son in the house. And
oh, okay, I respect it. What's up, J Dot? What you got?
And
welcome to the show, by the way. Welcome to the show. Thank you.
Thank you. I really feel like there are things that I don't agree with everybody on this show. I see a lot of things that are there's disrespect and everything, and I just think that us all being men, we need to bring some kind of decorum together. We can disagree. There's things that I don't know the gentleman's name, the white guy. Not to call you a white guy.
Jerry.
I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but
Jerry Heller.
There's thing there. What? Say it again.
Jerry Heller.
Jerry Tasker.
Okay. There's things that I just he can never walk in a black man's shoes, and likewise I can't walk in a white man's shoes. But at the same time, I feel like he comments on things that
no, you don't.
That
you just took it back to bed.
Jerry, we're talking about Jerry.
Yeah.
He comments on things that are just like that are
Kylie,
just out of
bedtime. You should have asked for those a while ago. No.
Pause your mic, Kyle.
Mute your button. Kyle, mute your. I got Kyle. Go ahead. Kyle got to play. Had to. Nope.
And I look at Deacon, and I look at Michael, and these men have been through things that they could never explain. Deacon, I'm sure he's just hearing some of his talks and things that he said. I hear it in his voice. I hear the passion in his voice. I understand he's gone through some things. I'm 34 going on 35 with one child that's 1 year old. So me being a black man living in this world, living for this long, I've been through some things. So I can imagine these gentlemen being in their 60s. So I give them that space to be human, because we're all human. And some of the, I understand you might not appreciate how Michael does certain things and everything, but I totally agree that, I don't agree with everything he said. There's like, especially with the Dr. Umar stuff, I did not agree with him, but I respect him enough as a man, color aside, that I could disagree with you, but I'm not going to throw names and do this. And I love this community. I really respect this community. Fred has really created a beautiful community for people of all, ages and races to come together and have just come together and talk and to disagree. And I just hope that, in the future we can kind of come together without cussing and everything. We could disagree, but at the same time, just have a mutual respect. That's all I got to say, guys. And I hope you guys have a good night.
Hey, thank you, brother. That was beautiful, man. I appreciate you, man. God knows that was needed. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
Yes,
I can't see you, man, but good luck. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys gonna hear me more, but I love this community. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Man. Please come through, brother.
Hold on,
that
Jay.
was beautiful.
Jay, what race are you before we could value your opinion?
I'm a
American.
Black man.
American.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. You can speak on these issues then.
yeah. Hey. I'm a truck driver, and I go through stores every single day, you know, just picking up stuff. And I know what it feels like to get followed around every day. And it's something that I'm just used to. You know what I mean? You know, I can buy my son, my family, whatever I want. But I understand what it feels like to be, you know, followed by these security guards. Like, oh, you look at him, you know. And so, you know, you're not saying that happens to everybody, but that's just my experience. You know what I mean? I understand what it's like to be, pulled over by the police just because I'm in a BMW, you know, and, you know, oh, why are you in this neighborhood? What did I do? Like, what law did I break? You know, so not saying that that's just something, that's something that, you know, I'm not using that as an excuse. You know, these are just obstacles that you overcome, you know, just like, I'm not using it as like a crutch or anything like that. I'm just saying that, you know, there are definitely a lot of discrimination that happens with minorities in general. And I'm sure that Jerry has his own experience to where he feels that he's been discriminated against, you know. And not to, you know, I'm gonna end with this. You know, Deacon, Michael, and Fred, and there's a host of other people's names on here that are successful in, you know, whatever field that they've done. And, you know, I look at it and, you know, those aren't always those are, what's the word I'm trying to say? That's not the everyday story. Those are the exceptions. Those are the exceptional people that have made it through, you know, those tribulations. But there's a lot of people, there's a lot of young, you know, minorities coming up that don't have that, you know, person behind them that's like, hey, you know, how can we get better? You know, let's do this, let's do that. It's a lot of struggle. So, you know, Jerry, you know, sometimes you really need to, you know, I understand what you mean where you say that if they talk about white people, I could talk about black people, but there's a lot of ignorance to where I hear in the things that you say. And I don't mean ignorance to where you're stupid or anything. I just mean ignorance to where that you have not experienced the experience that these men have had. So when you hear people talking passionately, it's, you know, there's some there are words that are not being said, but you can hear it. You can hear it in their voice. So I'm gonna end with that, and I hope you guys have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Peace, man. Love you, brother.
Are we gonna go around and give closing remarks? So we got 3 more people want to join the queue. And I appreciate you, Jay. I'm gonna beam you out. And come back, man. Make sure you come back, dog. Please.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
But the only thing I disagree with, he said he was 34 going on 35. So he's basically calling up everybody in the shop stupid.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he said he's 34 going on 35. I mean, who do you know that's 34 going on 47?
No, I'm just saying. I don't think he's gonna call you stupid. I mean, I get your point. I get your point.
Okay.
Yeah. I get your point.
Yeah. Do you want to give your closing remark, Deacon?
No, not this time. I'll wait. I'm not going first this time.
Okay, no problem.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead. No problem.
Man, everybody have a good night. Stay safe, and if you can, in your state, stay strapped. And I'm out.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking of that, I appreciate you. I got you, Michael Fuller and Birdman. I'm very interested, and we're gonna talk about this tomorrow. The election in Georgia and in LA. I think those are a referendum on black Democrats, black male Democrats. Will the black men vote for Stacey Abrams, and will they vote for Karen Bass? I'm not voting for Karen Bass. I'm still 50.
I don't like her name.
Yeah, I'm still 50-50 on voting for Mike. I don't know, but I'll tell you guys when I get to the polls. But I don't know. I haven't voted for anyone since Obama.
We got Debo down here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I do. So I don't know who I'm voting for, but I'm very interested how I'm going to respond at the polls. But I'm not voting for Karen Bass. So that's for damn sure. Jerry P, I'm gonna let you give your closing remarks. Okay, you can go first, and then we'll go Birdman. Michael Fuller give his closing remarks, then we'll go Max, and then we'll just work our way down. All right, go ahead, Jerry.
No,
not you, Jerry. Oh, you can go next. Yeah, sure. There's another Jerry coming.
I'm sorry.
Man, I listen to the show all the time, man, and like I'm 34, I got 3 kids, and Max sometimes is disrespectful, but it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. It ain't what you say, but it's how you say it. Sometimes you gotta wrap shit up in a gift and then give it to people. You can't just give it to them, man. And sometimes I do think Fuller be a little disrespectful. He kind of, but Max be raw with it. He just go at your head, and sometimes you can't do that to get people to understand, man. Sometimes you gotta wrap it up to them and give it to them nice, And that's all I gotta say, man. Sometimes it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Sometimes it ain't what you say, it's how you say it, man. And that's all I gotta say.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Jerry. And now we can go to the other Jerry. Appreciate you, Jerry.
Hey, for the record, I don't even wrap my kids' Christmas presents, so that's not happening.
Hey, Max, you should have said the Arsenal line.
And let Jerry get his closing remarks. Kyle, you get 30 minutes at the end of the show. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, I understand what that guy was just saying, but I disagree. I feel equally as disrespected if you're disrespecting me on an intellectual level or you're just being raw with it. So people have different approaches, and I understand what he was saying, but, if you're being disrespected, what does it matter? If you're using fancy words and vernacular, but you're still saying something disrespectful, then that's what you're doing. Other people take a different approach and cut right through the chase. And so that's just 2 different approaches. I'm also going to say this again. I wonder, and when we talk about, well, you're not black, you can't never understand. I've already addressed that a million times. Of course, I could never fully understand. But I wonder if people on this panel, in particular, could sit back and listen to how they talk about white people. They talk about white people oftentimes in the worst ways, and they categorize them as just that, a group, as if it's everybody. And so this happens nightly. The problem that these guys have with me is because they're not used to hearing a white guy speak on these matters. They're used to talking about white people and every move that white people make and just talking terrible about white people. And they're used to that, but they're not used to hearing a white guy even say anything about black folks and what they call black people problems. I call them people problems primarily, but that's the deal. They're not used to that. And Fred, I've been on your show a bunch of times. You've never heard me refer as black folks as crackheads or any type of insulting or degrading type of stereotype and things like that. I'm totally against that sort of shit. To me, that shit is racist. You see what I mean? But when I do speak on matters, social matters regarding black folks, they're just not used to hearing it. They're used to talking and commenting on about everything about a white person. But if a white person does the same, it's, well, you have no right to do it. I see that differently. I see it for what it is. If you got the right to talk about everything about a white people and every intention and talk poorly, because I wonder sometimes if they even realize how poorly that they're talking about white people, but because they're used to doing it, it's okay. When I do it, it's not okay. I don't see it that way. However, in the end, tonight is a perfect example where we were having a lot of fun talking about Oliver McCall and boxing, which this is primarily what the site is. But Michael Fuller, and no disrespect of Michael Fuller, who's disrespected me repeatedly on an intellectual level, he brought in this. And what's this do? It causes division. It causes people to talk about white people in the worst way and to lump us all in together and make all sorts of accusations that is based on their perception. And that wasn't that we were having a lot of fun prior to that. So, and lastly, it also should be said that I understand what Deacon's saying about Michael Fuller, his intellect, and that he doesn't like to go down a rabbit hole and, you know, this and that. But at the same time, just like the other guy said, don't come on a social forum and open up topics and not expect that you're not going to get some heat back. Because the last time Fuller was on the show, it was two black folks that attacked him. And he said he felt terribly disrespected and he wasn't going to come back. It wasn't me, the white guy. I was trying to have his back. If you remember correctly, Fred, I'm sure you probably do. I was trying to speak up in favor of him, even though he's been disrespectful to me. But what happened, it was a black lady and another guy that got on him and told him that he runs in the house and all sorts of shit. I thought it was disrespectful. Me and Mike are the same age, and I'm a bit old school. If you call me a fucking asshole, I get offended by that.
Wow.
Some of the younger generation, they don't see it like that. They, like Mike said, you know, it's just words or whatever. But old school guys, we don't take it that way. We take it a little bit more personal. So I understand, Mike, but at the same time, don't come on a platform and then when shit gets heated, turn and run.
Wow.
But good show, Fred, and wow.
That was a good one, Jerry. I like that. Go ahead, Deacon. You can respond. Go ahead.
I want to talk last, but I just wanted to say to him.
No, Deacon. No, we know.
All right, I ain't gonna say. I'll wait till I get ready to go. Then I'll wait till I go. I'll wait till I go.
Man. We gotta go.
Go ahead.
Birdman. Appreciate you, Deacon. Appreciate you, Jerry. Go ahead, Birdman.
What's up, fellas? What's up, Max? Cal?
Birdman.
Everybody.
Birdman.
Well, I was just sitting back thinking, man. I was like, we have an open panel here. Anytime Jerry speaks, none of us might agree with him, and sometimes we do agree with him. Same with Max. Max is crazy. I don't figure that shit out. But anytime we talk about something, I feel like if one of those two say anything about something that's dealing with black people, that people go at them, and that's not right.
Hey, Fred, Michael in the back, let him in. He say, please. Put him on the panel. He ain't gonna wait his turn. Put him on the panel.
Back together again.
Hey, and I just feel like whatever we're talking about at the barbershop, we're all brothers regardless. That's why we come back. We're always coming back. So I think they earned everybody's respect in the barbershop to just speak on anything we talk about, just like we can talk about anything, or especially dealing with white, black, or whatever color it is. It's for everybody. That's why we're men here. That's what we come here to do. We wind down to the barbershop, so we got to kill all that fussing, man. Everybody's opinion should be respected, and we're not trying to outgun anybody by just like, man, you're wrong. This is opinion. We keep it moving. I don't know if I made any sense or not, but shit, it gets old. I mean, I don't want us to be in here fighting all the time over something like that, man. That's all I had to say.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you, man.
Love y'all, man.
Max, and I'll bring Michael Fuller in here so he can give his closing remarks. You want to go next, Max?
Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah. You know, I think there's a lot of fucking hypocrites on here, you know what I'm saying, that talk about one shit and are deeply connected to an issue, such as if you are a person of any color that does not like other people of other colors treating you differently based on your skin color, then maybe you shouldn't do it to other people. How about we start there? Now, you want to talk all day about disenfranchised, we're oppressed, and people treat me different, blah, blah. Look how you treat people that don't look like you. Look how you talk about people that don't look like you. Look how you try to hush people and tell them they can't even have opinions on subjects because they're not your skin color. So it sounds to me like you're part of the fucking same problem you're trying to fight against. Like, that don't make any sense to me. Now, when it comes to the OGs, I would say that personally, this is only my side of things. When it comes between me and Deacon, I have no problem with Deacon. Me and him talk many times. There's times we get heated, whatever. I don't consider him as fake as fucking Mike. But Mike, over the time, is just, I've seen too much, bro. And the shit when he told DJ, call me nigga, that's when I just lost all respect for him. That shit and the chaotic truth of calling fucking middle schoolers hard R's and not getting that same pushback he tried to give everyone else. I see too much picking and choosing, man. And for me, if you stand on an issue, stand on that shit all the way around, no matter who's involved, man. You can't start copping pleas for your people and bullshit like that. Like, as we saw, my little brother came on today. He's in the process of suing Tesla, so he got some time off work, so he might be on a couple more panels. But he watches this shit, man. I show him playback from the day before. Man, look what happened yesterday. You know, I'll play it back on YouTube for him. He'll be like, man, you gotta call me when this shit happens. Because like I said, yeah, my brothers are black, but I guarantee both of you motherfuckers that they're more my people than they will ever be your people. 1,000%. So like that blanket color politics, race shit, it's got to stop. Also, we're not going to get nowhere. You're feeding into the same problem you're supposed to be trying to help solve. It don't make any sense. And I will say this, if there is oppression, which I mean, I believe there's a little bit, but if there is oppression in 2022, this is the worst oppression of all American history because it ain't working. Ain't nobody being held down. Everybody can still get jobs. We got nuclear scientists on here, business owners, all kinds of shit. Like the prime oppression from before and the prime years of oppression, wasn't nobody being able to do none of that shit. So, you know what I mean? I think that it's dangerous to me, especially I think coming from the old heads, it's dangerous to spew this rhetoric because it makes me think, what did you teach your children who could be teaching my daughter's class or who could be coaching my daughter's basketball team? That age, like what have you taught your children and what are they teaching children and so on and so forth? At some point, you got to break the cycle. You know what I mean? So even if you yourself are traumatized from race-related shit, maybe you could look at your child's life and be like, yo, baby, you don't even got to deal with half the shit I dealt with. The same way my brother was just telling you about grams, man. The same shit that maybe you and Mike have went through that younger generations and me myself haven't. You guys definitely have not gone through anything of your ancestors that you want to protect at all times, of your future ancestors for hundreds of years ago. You guys didn't go through none of that shit. So really the shit that you went through is futile compared to that, and it's going to get less and less as time goes by. I just hope that we all, we can all be cool, because really I ain't got no problems with nobody in real life. If y'all see me at a fight, hit me up, man. I'll break bread with you. We go eat some, drink some, talk some more shit in person. It ain't really shit, man. I think too many people are connected to their ideals. You gotta let that shit go, man, because it sounds hateful and it sounds disrespectful. And me personally, I don't tolerate disrespect very well. As you can clearly see, if someone disrespect me, I'll disrespect you back. If you want to be cool with me, I'll be cool with you. If you want to apologize, say, hey, man, I got a little heated. It's good. Keep it pushing. But repeated apologies for the same shit, I'm not going to listen to the third, fourth, fifth apology, bro. Like, by that time, you already lost me. But it's much love to all y'all, man. Y'all go ahead and get your spit off. I'm going to listen to all the bullshit y'all about to talk right now in the chat.
Head over to the box section.
I'll be in the section.
Appreciate you. Go ahead, Michael Fuller. You want to give your closing remarks? Go ahead, bro. Are you in here? Oh, I didn't bring you in here. Go ahead, Mr. Dr. Fuller.
All right. So anyway, appreciate all the comments that were reasonable. Obviously, there were some unreasonable comments. I don't appreciate those. Appreciate Deacon and also Kyle. I think you guys understand me a little bit more, and that's a positive thing to me, because that means I've communicated effectively to some degree to at least two people. So that's good. When I heard some young fella get on here, and I'm 53 years old. I'm not in my 60s, but I heard some young fella get on here and say something about, I run and this, that, and the other. It comes down to it, man, that again, I know my limitations, right? And if someone is cursing at me and using foul language, talking about me all crazy, then I'll get off. Because see, here's the thing. We can't have a conversation that stays on a certain level where there's communication back and forth, then I'm just going to get off. That's it. I'm not going to be arguing with people publicly like that. I'm not going to do that. That's not in my repertoire. That's not in my character. I'm not going to do that. Now, am I a man? Of course. Do I get upset? Yes, I do. And then, and I make mistakes when I get upset. That's why I'll just say, you guys have a good night. You know what I mean? But by no means does that mean I'm a coward or anything like that. I'm not a coward or, not someone who just runs from conflict or anything like that. This is, I know my limitations. And when I'm in a conversation with someone who's cursing, calling me out my name, all that kind of stuff, then it's time for me to get off, because it will do me no good to come back with that same spirit, that same conversation publicly like that. Okay. So when I come on, really, man, I come on because I love my people, and I love humanity. I love this country, man. I'm a patriot. Okay, I'm a patriot. That's why I put my life on the line for the country for 20 years. I want to see what's best for this country, and what's best for this country is that everyone that lives here is treated correctly, is given the same opportunities, treated on a square, right? Jerry talked about me disrespecting him, or said that I hate white people and that kind of stuff. Me talking about the truth, as I see it in regards to how people are treated and how I've been treated in my life. I think Cal captured that pretty succinctly. Hopefully you guys heard what he said. But that's not hatred, man. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so me speaking that truth is not speaking bad about white people. I never said anything directly bad about white people. So I don't know where Jerry gets all that from. I've said bad things about the situation in the system that black people were exposed to. The vast majority of black people, the masses of black people, are not being treated correctly. And really, even those of us who have done all the right things, we're not being treated correctly in these corporate environments. And I don't, whatever Jerry wants to say about that, if that's hatred to you, me saying that, then okay, that's your interpretation of that. But that's not the case. I don't live by hatred. In fact, shoot, some of the best people that I know right now in regards to relationships that I have, they're not black. I mean, because I don't, my field, I don't work around African American people, but I've got great relationships with other people who are not black. The bottom line is that, there is a large contingent that continues to stop us from progressing in these environments. And that trickles down, not just at my level, that trickles down to the masses of black people who live in this country. And that's what I'm talking about. And you guys, but there's no conversation there because Jerry didn't think black people are oppressed. That ends the conversation. I just think at the end of the day, man, it's always good to be on the side of what's right. If someone's not being treated correctly, then it needs to be talked about. Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. If you call me a MF and coward, right, it's something in me, it's something in me that, but I'll never do that publicly. I'll never respond to that publicly. I'll do that in private for one is one that like that.
Your mic messing up, Mike.
Oh, okay. How much did you hear?
Yeah, you clear now. You can probably repeat what you said last.
I was just saying that, I don't want to be at odds with people publicly like that. I feel like if we could talk privately, one-on-one, get understanding. And if there's something that, that needs to come as a result of that conversation that may be negative, then so be it. But that won't be publicly, right? I think Mex got on here and told a bunch of lies about me threatening people and all that. That's a lie. That's a lie. I've never come on here and threatened anyone with any type of violence or anything like that. The only thing I asked him to do, and I used a word that I shouldn't have used, but I was very upset. Very upset. I was hot. Okay. And I asked him to call me. Okay. But there was information that I said before that. I asked him, is it okay that we talk? He said, yeah. And I said, call me. And I put a little explicative on the end of that. I probably shouldn't have used it, but at the end of the day, I'm human. You understand? And I am a man. And, I prove that every day. And I'm also willing to prove that my family and myself, we will be protected, point blank. So, I mean, I'm not a coward. I don't cower away. I just understand that there's limitations to what I can deal with. A person calling me out of my name, cussing me can't.
Straighten your mic up.
Oh, is it still going out?
It did for a minute there, but you're good.
Yeah, all right. The big thing is I'm on my phone now. I'm using my phone. I'm on travel right now, so I'm using a hotspot. I'm using a hotspot from my internet connection. All right, guys, that's it, man. I just want to let you know when I get off because I don't want to go beyond a certain point where I'm communicating with people, disrespectfully. I don't want to do that. So if a guy's calling me a bunch of this, that's, and the other, cussing me out, then I'll just log off. You understand? That's what that's about. All right. Have a great night, man. Have a great week. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, man, I just want us to do better. I want us to do better. I mean, we are people that have been mistreated, and we don't have the things that we need in order to have a good future. So we need to continue to educate ourselves, continue to love one another, continue to appreciate one another, and make the world a better place as a result of that. When we bring ourselves up, we bring the whole human family up. When we support ourselves, we support the whole human family. Okay, and that's my word. Peace out, fellas.
Peace and love, family. Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Go ahead, D.
Yes, sir. I want to say something real quick about Jerry. I like I said when I first came on, I don't hate that man. I don't dislike that man. I just do not agree with him. Right. And I don't want to do the back and forth with him. I tried to extend peace to him. He came back and tried to bash me, and I tried to stop that, not in argument, but I wanted to say, hey, man, did you not just hear what I just said to you? And this is how you're going to come back at me? That's what I felt was demonic. And then you say that you don't like how my brother Mike speak so eloquent to you. That reminds me of the slave owners. If they caught a black man reading well, speaking well, they would kill him. So you have that demonic trait in you. That's why you cannot stand a black man who's educated. This is not new. There's nothing new under the sun. That's why I understand who you are. That's why I know you appreciate a platform like this, where you are allowed to come and do cowardice stuff like you do. Get on a computer or on a phone, because you would never have these conversations with a black man face to face. This is a Christmas gift to you, to find a black platform where you can spew out this type of garbage. This is a gift to someone like you. No, you're not a racist. And no, we don't call people like you racist, because you don't own or you don't control the power structure. And we say this all the time. We're not talking about the Jerrys of the world, but you are a bigot. You are a bigot. You have that mentality of putting black folks in their place, telling them what they should have and what they should not have. You don't deserve reparations, not monetarily, but you should get it this way. Who the hell are you when our people done suffered, enslaved, and died in this country and built this country and was here before any human ever put feet on this ground? We was here first before anyone. You are the one who has no foundation. You are the one without a real home other than the caves. 6,000 years of cave living. We know the history. But yet, black folks still try to extend peace to people who are whipping us across the head. You can go in the church and kill 9 of us, and we still come out and apologize, give forgiveness to the murderous beast. And then what your people do? Take them to Burger King. "12-year-old Tamir Rice with a toy gun in his hand. 3 seconds, he's dead. And you look at us and tell us, well, there ain't no racism going on. Y'all ain't got nothing to complain about. Yeah, you know what? It's a few of us are doing well.
But we're not talking about the few. We're talking about the many who don't have. That's why it's demonic for ones who are sitting at the top or doing well to brag and boast about what they have when so many of our people are suffering. You'll never see me doing that. If anything, I'll tap my pocket off to help you. What can I do to help you, to help elevate you? I'm not going to dumb you down, because when I dumb you down and disrespect you, I'm disrespecting God. I'll say that again, black man and black woman. When I disrespect you, I'm disrespecting God. And I know better. That's why if I get into it with one of my black brothers or sisters, man, it tears me down mentally and spiritually and soulfully. I have to repent immediately. I got no problem with apologizing, because when I do that, I'm disrespecting God, man. And we got these folks coming on here. This
Check
is a
your
gift.
DM, Fred. Check your DM.
This is a gift for the bigots to have a platform of black folks where they can come and spew out all. And then you got some of our own people who have the same talking points as the bigots. You don't deserve reparations. You're only going to go buy a gold chain. You're only going to go buy a car. Who gives a damn? And then listen at the ignorance of it, right? Listen to the ignorance. If you listen to these bigots, they think that we're going to get a check, spend it, and they say you're going to spend the check and you're going to be back broke begging the white man. Let me tell you something. These folks owe us trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars. There's no way, if they do right by us. And see, I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but we have lawyers been working on this for over 2 decades or more. So it ain't all just about Congress. No, we got lawyers working on this. All they won't do, these attorneys has been on the job, bro, behind the scenes putting in work. So we got to do, listen, somebody, well, what's the sense in having a rally, a reparation rally? You know what? We need that. We need the lawyers. We do need to vote. We need to hit them from every angle. Every angle. And when people telling you not to vote, guess what happened? When you don't vote and the wrong people get in office and pass laws to jack us up, then it's hard for us to complain when we didn't even put ourselves in the game. Don't let folks trick you talking about it don't mean nothing. If it don't mean nothing, why the hell they doing all they can to stop us from voting? We got a governor here in Florida. Now, they had passed a law where felons had the right to vote, right? Now, since he's running for office on the second term, what he did was reverse the law. Now people are getting locked up left and right. Now you got people scared to go vote. Who's that favoring? Ron DeSantis. He's deboring his way through down here. This man passing laws left and right. This man done gerrymandered the map at the top of Florida, done broke up a whole black district to favor Republicans. When for decades after decades after decades, this was all a black district. He done chopped it all up. Nobody's doing anything or saying it. Well, I can't say they ain't saying nothing, but ain't nobody being able to do nothing about it. We got to fight these folks on all fronts, on all cylinders. And question anybody who tells you otherwise. Why are they doing all they can and have been before you and I was born, been doing everything they can to stop you and your ancestors. And when I say ancestors, that don't mean you got to go back to slavery. We're talking about the civil rights. Those are your ancestors as well. Because sometimes you say ancestors, they think it's just slavery. We've been fighting for a long time, even till this day. Like Deontay Wilder say, till this day, we still fight. The ones who are willing to get in the fight. But you got some who want to sit on the sidelines and point and talk about, don't do this, you're a fool to do that, and ain't doing nothing but trying to discourage you. But why? What is their motive? What is their motive to tell you not to do this, not to get in the fight? What is their real motive? Why are they telling you not to do this? What is the agenda behind them telling you not to fight? To leave you in your current situation? Man, I've been fighting all my life and I ain't gonna stop. All my kids are doing well. My oldest son is an engineer. All of them are doing well. All of them. Because I put in the work to make sure that they didn't be like me. The way I came up, I refused to let them come up the way I came up, bruh. I was not going to put that on them. Because that shit wasn't cool. By the grace of God, I'm not in the graveyard or doing life in chain gang, bruh. God. My kids ain't never had to want for nothing, bruh. Because I sacrificed my body, my life. There was a purpose bigger than me. Find your purpose, man. Find your purpose, young black girl, young black boy. Find your purpose. And know this. God give us all power. All of us have power. Spiritual power to call things into existence. Practice your power. I am living proof that you can call things into existence from a thought.
Amen.
That thought is your prayer directed to God, and it manifests. But God, yes, he will give it to you. You haven't seen situations where God done bless you over and over again with the same thing over and over again? Like what? Yeah, well, I'm gonna run. It's just like somebody say, somebody out there selling dope, right? They're spending the money, blowing the money. Well, I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna make some more money anyway, right? God will bless you, but you wonder why you can't keep it. Why you can't keep it? You go out there, work hard, same thing on the job. God is blessing you, right? You think you're doing all the right things, but prayer without works is dead, because if whatever God is giving you and you're not putting the real work behind it to sustain it, to keep it, to grow it to a higher level, you see what I'm saying? Understand what your power is. God gave you the power to speak things into existence. It can be damning to you, or it can be something that elevates you. Don't let the power that God gives you be a weapon to you, but let it be a elevating force in your life. An elevating force, because I know I've came from the dead, bro. I literally have come from the dead. And I understand by practice. Everything that I spoke it into existence. It had manifest, and I've lost some of those things because I did not put the work behind it. But when I realized what was going on, oh, yeah, God will give it to me, but I got to put some work behind it to sustain it, to keep it, to grow it, to keep it, to grow it to the next level. All right, y'all know I'm long-winded. Hey man, I appreciate y'all. Peace and love. I appreciate everybody that came on. We may disagree, but that don't mean we hate you or dislike you. We just don't agree on everything. You know what I mean? And peace and love, man. Once again, thank you.
You're not done, are you?
Yeah, I'm done. I can go some more now. You want me to go some more?
Please.
No. Oh,
Please
no.
no.
No,
God no.
You know I got plenty more.
Jesus.
Well, y'all just pray for us down here, bro. We got another little semi-storm coming through. You know, there's nothing to be taken for granted, you know. But I know God has all power, bro. And he's also bestowed it upon us, man. So I speak prosperity, peace, blessings upon us all, bro. You know, in abundance. Let your cup run it though. Let God bless you, bro. Call it into existence. Let that be your thing, man. And let it be true. And practice that, man. Practice your power. Work on your power. Whatever you need in your life. We want a lot of things, but whatever you need, you understand me? Speak to the things that you need. And it will manifest. But you got to put work behind it. All right, that's the word. Peace and love, family.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
That he started at 10. He started at 10:42. 10:42. It's 10:57.
Bro, my show starts in 3 minutes, bro. What the fuck is going on?
KB says we got close to getting some form of reparations with Trump and Ice Cube, but we voted him out because the media told us he was a racist. And Kane, you got to respond. Detroit, I'm gonna let you get off. Kane, you got anything, Kane?
Fred, I just want to say good night to everyone. I honestly was about to fall asleep. It was long-winded.
I fell asleep.
The long-winded.
Almost.
I can see it in everyone. And also, I just want to give out this point. I want to know, on the election in California. I mean, do you think it's going red? Do you think it's going blue? I mean, on the book, it's going blue.
Never go Republican in terms of statewide. In Los Angeles County, you can't be a Republican. Orange County, you could be a Republican, but in LA County,
you're just talking about your local.
Yeah, I'm talking about the mayor of LA. But I'm interested. I'm just interested to see because the black men are going to decide, you know, where are they going? Where are the men going? You know, you're going to have the Mexican women and the white women going with Rick because, you know, I think there's like pretty much not even, but 60-40 Republican Democrats, Latinos somewhere in I think in Los Angeles. And then you got everybody black is Democrat in Los Angeles, you know, it's in the high 90s. So I'm just interested what the black males do in this vote. Don King in the hospital. Wow.
No, because Deacon was mentioning DeSantis. I was like, no, in my mind, when he was saying that, I was like, man, like, Deacon, you could say that, but according to the bookmakers, like, he's minus 7,500 to win. I was like, it is what it is, bro. like I know. I mean, I don't know much about my local election. I just know that I'm just gonna be voting for the governor, my senate, and then I'm pretty much gonna leave those blank because people in my city pretty much know what they're doing.
Right.
But you guys have a good night as well, Fred.
Appreciate you.
Already know.
Oh yeah. You think Asian women gonna vote for Karen Bass? I think Asian women. You think they'll vote? I'm gonna ask Dre who she voting for. I don't know. We don't talk politics, and I don't really care. I don't even bring that. Politics don't even have value in my house. You know, it has value from the standpoint of did you do it, who'd you vote for, but it's not like why'd you vote for it. It doesn't because I know my last name means more, and I don't want to add value to politics in my house. What's up, Detroit?
Oh man, what's happening, man?
Oh man.
Shout out to the motherfucking barbershop.
Yeah.
Man, Kyle, first, shout out to the motherfucking chat. Y'all had me in tears.
Yeah, the chat was lit tonight. I held back a lot tonight, for sure.
When Deacon got to going in, I swear to God, I'm sitting over here. I damn near fell out my chair. I've been laughing. laughing so hard. Then Kyle, your ass, you look like, damn, oh my God. Man. And they can be preaching, but you know, I ain't even jumping over to the race shit. It's the end of the night, man. The internet is undefeated again, man. I'm sliding over to the boxing section. Get it in, fellas.
Man, I appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you for coming through, man.
You know I'll be laying low in the background.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate you for sure.
All right. Go ahead up.
Head over to the boxing section, man, because we supposed to be live right now. And me and Fred got to do our closing remarks and shit. Let me move my time back and shit. 30 minutes. I got to decompress from this show to the other show and shit. Me and Fred, we talk after the show is over, but I doubt that's happening tonight.
Probably don't. It doesn't have to. Yeah, man.
Yeah, leave, boy.
Not today, huh?
Anything else?
Imagine Jerry and Deacon on a conference call.
Who?
Jerry and Deacon on a conference call.
This basically is a conference call.
No, I'm saying like just imagine them two where they both long-winded as hell, dog.
It would need a mediator with a mute button.
Definitely.
Well, why would they even talk on the phone? They'll just yell at each other, and then one is gonna get tired and just say "fuck it," put it on speaker.
Hey, man, he gonna be ready. GPS Jerry, like, hey man, I will never forget that night he cut up.
Look here, partner. Look at here, partner.
He's a change.
I'm about to get that on the shirt.
He a changed man now, man. He a changed man. He a changed man.
Shit.
Look here, partner.
Yeah, but we'll
never. Right now.
Yeah, we'll never forget that. That was
classic shit. Classic.
That was a moment.
All right, man. Go get it. Wrap this shit up. I'm going, baby.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you, dog. Thank y'all for coming through tonight. I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm just saying this: all voices are welcome here. I don't give a fuck if you a KKK member. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm interested in that. Why? You know what I mean? And shit, or if you the King of Zamunda, you welcome here. You know what I mean? Or as pro-black or Mexican or man, listen. I think it's important that we understand people's plight, and because I grew up in a vacuum, Kyle. Because I was born in Harlem, raised in between Harlem and the Bronx, and then I came straight to South Central. So many kids that grew up under the duress that I grew up, we only see life from one vernacular, from one vantage point. And I think that these young men and women that listen to the shop, that pick us over other platforms, I think it's important that they hear other people's voices. And like, I saw Tennessee on the map, but I had no idea what life was like in Tennessee or Georgia or, so like I said, I didn't know what down South music was until I got to college, man. My roommate was from Oklahoma. He was from Lawton, Oklahoma, and he introduced me to Big Mike, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's how I got my introduction to down South music. So I was very narrow-minded. So, and I don't want us to grow up narrow-minded. And so I think it's important that we hear from a privileged white man who's an entrepreneur, a privileged black person, a young 27-year-old black man, Mexican man, that's figuring it out, because it's really, really important. And I think I was somewhat of a victim, especially me being artistic, Kyle. I wasn't the gangster type. I never even pretended to be a gangster. You know how black kids pretend to be a gangster? Not one day of my life have I ever sagged, have I wore a rag, have I ever crip walked. I just never really never even wanted to be a part of that situation. I know how to code switch in conversation, but in real life, I've never done none of that stuff. And I think that quite possibly my childhood, I was shortchanged, you know, obviously not having a father, you know, and mom doing the best that she can. I was shortchanged in terms of seeing the world. You know, I thank God that my grandfather sent for me in the summertime where I was able to go down south and see my family, which was another epic center of Black people, you know, but we had a white housekeeper named Bobby, you know, and I wish him well. Hopefully I get a chance to see him again one day. Hopefully he's still alive. And but you know, and maybe this place can be a place where little Frederick can see the world, you know, and see the world through other people, you know, because I only saw it through Bloods and Crips and my neighborhood, you know, and so that's why and obviously I have a multicultural home. It's 3 races in my house, and I learned more. I learned about adulting and parenting and family with Dre as much as I learned from my grandfather and my mother and anybody else, you know. Her pacing is Hall of Fame worthy, you know what I mean? And you know, so yeah, man. So that's why I say every voice is welcome. I don't believe in if you're Black, you only got to hear from a Black voice, and because white people hire Black people hire white people, and Mexican hire Black people, and now we got a melting pot at work, and now we can't coexist because now we done lived in this vacuum where white people believe Black people just want to be on welfare, and Black people look at white people as they think they're superior, you know. So so I think the shop is a great place where Kyle can be a full-time father and lend his voice when he can, you know. So that's the beauty of it, man. And you know what I did? I introduced I was telling Lincoln about the importance of truckers, you know what I mean? And Lincoln and I had one of our, I mean, we've had conversations about truckers, but I really got into him this weekend or last week about the importance. Yeah, I thank you, Miss Pretty.
Okay, I'll bring it upstairs.
About truckers, the importance of truckers, you know, and because he asked about L the other day, like, are you still boxing with L? You know, and I said, no, L is driving trucks, and then we got in the value of trucks. So, what's up, Kyle?
Nah, man. You know, my kids are like Deacon 305, man. They just don't quit. You know.
We heard them. We definitely heard them.
Man.
Which is a blessing. Yeah.
These kids won't go to bed today, man.
Yeah, they up late.
Dude, they're gonna be listen, she getting her ass up to go to school in the morning, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I believe it.
That's the highlight of my day, you know. Man, man, we always turn this into the race conversations.
Yeah,
but it was going. We was on our way to a great boxing show, though, bro.
It was fun though. I ain't gonna lie. That show took me down memory lane. Like I literally remember where I was. I remember being in a Whittier College, watching De La Hoya, Purnell, watching Trinidad, De La Hoya. I remember jumping up and down when Bernard hit him with the body shot, and I'm talking about Oscar and Bernard. I remember, and it's funny how I remember that fight was at the Hilton. And McCall and what's the young man's name?
Go get it.
Oh shit, Lennox Lewis, and yeah, those are some great memories, man. I remember watching many of those fights with my stepfather, you know, and yeah, Wally Washington, yeah, very good man. He was a great man to my mother, and just died, you know. So, but yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
You think if he lived longer, you think things would be different for you?
Oh, for sure. Oh, you about my stepfather?
You always say
Yeah, my stepfather. I brought him up before. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, awesome man. He was much older than my mom. Wally Washington. He was in the Korean War.
Go wash your socks.
And what happened was he passed away. I was in 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade. I remember going to Washington. So I would say 92, 91, he passed away. I would say 92 because 11, 12, I went to Venice. And I'm not sure how long they were married, maybe 2 or 3 years or somewhere in there, because we had moved into his house, but he passed away. And he had yet to the properties went into probate. He had a mobile home, a boat, and a house, and a shoe shop in front of the house. So he was a hardworking man that it worked out for him. You get what I'm saying? And everything went into probate, and they had to divvy it up with his ex-wife and his kids or something like that, because my mom wasn't on. And this is just me using common sense now that I'm older, you know, and I understand how it works. And then so we end up moving to an apartment on in Mar Vista, which is like a subsidy of like Culver City, Mar Vista, Venice, you know, in that area. And ended up going to college from there. So it worked out. I was a very good basketball player, and that got me through. And but yeah, I would say it's interesting you asked that question, because I'm very grateful that I went to Venice. I'm very grateful that I had a great friend named Hanok. I'm very grateful that I have my best friend now, Naira, and we've been down since 93, since I moved. Like my best friend in the whole wide world. We done traveled 20, 30 countries together. So I don't want the man to die, but I know it would have been more challenging for me had I stayed on Florence and over. You get what I'm saying? That's interesting. I never saw it. I'm glad you brought that up. I never saw his death as a tipping point for me until today, because I would have went to Fremont High School. I would have been a star basketball player, but I still would have bullshitted. Like, and I think Venice gave me, it expanded me. It was the first time I can recall having a non-black and Mexican classmate. You know, I had whites, I had Arabs that went to Venice High School, so on and so forth. It was like Venice Beach. When you go to Venice Beach, it looks like Venice High School, you know. And it's scary to say I'm thankful that I had that opportunity, but if I'm saying I'm thankful, then that means, so I'm going to rephrase and say I think I got everything out of post his death, because I don't want death, because he was a great asset. You know, we went camping. We never really got into the manhood shit. Because I was so young. I was like 6th, 7th, and 8th, and I know he was an older man. I think he was like 20 years older than my mom, you know. So I think he was probably tiptoeing about having conversations with me about growing up. And I was the only child because my sister had ran away when I was 14, maybe 15. My sister ran off, and she never came back home, but she went to Job Corps.
Shout out to Job Corps.
Yeah, with Job Corps. You know, she had my nephew. He gets out in March. He was supposed to get out this month, but he got caught with a cell phone, so they gave him an extra 6 months. And but yeah, he was a really good man. I mean, like exceptional man, and he treated my mother well. But my grandfather was like the shit. Like my grandfather was like uncomparable.
But he died when you were younger too, right?
He died my senior year, 95, January of 95.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so 2 years after that. And my grandfather was the truth. Like many of y'all grandfathers, man.
Yeah, but I love my grandpa, man.
Yeah, he's still alive though. Your grandpa's still alive.
Yeah.
You lucky. He 80 something, man. I wish, I never had a conversation with my grandfather about Malcolm X. Never really had I never had grown man conversations with him, and I just wish I could have. If I would have made it to college, I think our relationship would have changed, would have gotten elevated. But I was such a kid, that I didn't inquire.
Yeah.
I had go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had two OGs, my grandpa and then basically the guy that raised me.
Mm-hmm.
So between them two, man, they was OGs, man. So you had to be on your toes.
Mm-hmm. Boom! I remember exactly the day when my sister ran away. She called me on my birthday, and what year was that? 92, 91, somewhere in there. Yeah, I remember it vividly. And I'm like, why you call me on my birthday? Because we had house phones then. And we didn't have cell phones. And so yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So my sister's in Baltimore now, doing well. She works for the airline. She had my nephew too young, and my sister didn't have like the disciplines that she has now. And so Scooter, his name is Scooter, his first name Sean. He got into trouble, and I think he has 1 or 2 strikes now. And so if he gets caught one more time, he gets 25. And he's approaching 30 if he's not 30 already. And he's like a Scooter. I call him Scooter. And I still see him as like a 6-year-old kid. I don't see him as a grown man. And his childhood was robbed from him, I would say, because of my mom had kids young, Rhonda had kids young, and now you got to deal with the behaviors of that. You know what I'm saying, Kyle? And it's I did my best. I believe I did my best with Scooter. And the last conversation I had with him was, I said, you got to go to your probation officer, parole or probation, parole officer. And I said, are you going to end up in jail? Prior to that, I called my sister. She lived in Baltimore, and I paid for her to come out here. And I says, you got to come save your son. I said, you're his mother. So she drove out here from Baltimore, and he was out here, and I presume he was doing well. I bought him all his clothes and stuff that he needed, and all his toiletries and stuff. I didn't give him a lot at one time, but I gave him enough, where he could survive for 2 weeks or a week, and then come back and reload, and he stayed with me for about, I don't know how long, but the motherfucker wouldn't. I was a school teacher then, and I remember him not being home on time, and he would sleep on my porch. So I said, no, you can't come in this house. And the reason why that moment is so important now that I look back on it, and I'm just having these thoughts out loud, because I haven't had this conversation since me and Kurt talk about it, because Kurt was the center of my basketball team. He's the guy I went in and saw in whatever that city is up north, right? And Scooter stayed with us when I was he would come over on the weekends and stay with me in college. And the reason why that's so important is, now that I look back on it, for the first time I had this thought: that young man didn't respect authority, and he didn't have a chance because he didn't have a father. You get what I'm saying? He never had the chance. Rhonda's 16. Rhonda's had him at 16, 17. I don't know how old, and the kid never had a chance. And now he's working.
You think he should have been a little more lenient?
No, I couldn't be. Couldn't be. No way. Because I was lenient. I was fair. He's staying with me because I'm the only one. His mom can't handle him, and I thank God for my sister. She helped me out in college a lot, and but he had no respect for male authority, and you can see it now. And God bless him, because now he has to come out at 30. Hopefully he got some skills. He did this to 8 to 10 years, and hopefully he got some skills under him. And when he gets out in March, when he's at that halfway house, and hopefully he has enough skills under him. I mean, I'll be a voice of reason, but I can't uproot my home. I can't uproot my home, and there's a lot of peace in my home now. And but I want him to succeed. I'm gonna do everything possible if he does his parole or probation in Los Angeles, But I think he just needs to leave Los Angeles. Hopefully he's granted to go stay with my sister in Baltimore, and get a fresh start. Yeah, I don't know whether I was right or wrong. I was young, 22, 23, just getting out of college, first year teaching, and he's staying with me. So, but to put a bow on all of this is why you got to have two parents in a child's life, because you can see, as I'm going down memory lane, you can see the dysfunction with young women having kids and not being reared and having a man, and it's in all poor communities. All poor communities. You see poor white people in Appalachians doing the same thing. You see poor Black people in Harlem, same thing. It's people think poor people males believe that their dick is their highest form of currency, and poor little girls, poor women think that the highest form of currency is their vagina, and so now they're trading currencies, and when you get that, you get dysfunction, you get illegitimate children, you get my nephew who's on his second strike, and it's tough, man. So he's gonna have it tough in March. And maybe he goes to Job. Maybe he's too old for Job Corps, but
he's 30, he's way too old.
Way too old. But when he gets out, y'all hear about it, because I'll be spending a lot of time on the phone with him, and I want him to do well. Like, he was like my son, but I wish him well, and he's 30 years old. So whatever he chooses is what he chooses, because the next time he goes in, it's au revoir, sayonara, peace. And that's his choice. And we have to live with the choices that the people we love make. And that's the harsh reality. I believe I did the best I could. Kurt told me that. And I felt relieved when Kurt told me that. Kurt told me this summer, he said, you did the best you could with Scooter. We call him Scooter, not Sean. And I believe him. I did the best I could. I didn't have the money then. I had the time, and I gave him time. You know, now I got the money and the time, and now he's gonna come out of jail expecting me to give him $1 million. No, I'm not saying he's gonna do that, but it doesn't work that way. You know, you got to make it happen, Captain. You know, and you got to earn your family's trust back. And but yeah, man, this show is long as hell. If we going in 4 hours,
way too goddamn long. Man, y'all head over to the boxing section, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, niggas stepped all on my toes and shit. We live right now. The boxing section. It's easy. Find us. Head over to the boxing section. Like, subscribe, share.
Facts.
All the good shit, man. I'm head over there right now, man. I ain't staying the whole damn time.
Yeah. Thank everybody who came through tonight, man. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. And I think that's what makes this show amazing, is that everyone's welcome. You know. And if you got smoke for me, you're welcome. As you know. But y'all been hogging the show up. Nobody's been able to beam in and hate on me, man. I'm kind of jealous. Oh, man. So, yeah, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. This was an awesome show. Either way, we have great shows. You know, you talk race, you talk boxing. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, man. So... we'll see, man. We'll see if he can. What's that word? Recidivize, citizen, whatever word that is. Hopefully he does it, man. I really believe I did my job with him the best I could, and we'll see. And I'm excited that I get no more texts after tomorrow, man, for 2 years, man. Thank God, man. Hi, this is Sally from the Democratic Party. Please vote no on Proposition 1. How many texts y'all got today? It makes me not want to vote. It makes me want to unregister. But I'm going to vote tomorrow. I'm leaning towards Rick or voting for myself. I don't know, man. I voted for myself in the primary. I tell you that. So we'll see. Turn to be the greatest. Yeah. All right, meet me at the boxing section, man. I'll see y'all over there, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll holler at y'all, man. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow, dog.